Hello there and welcome to Coin News Extra, the first leading 24 hours a day, 7 days a week live broadcasting station that deals with blockchain, cryptocurrency and fintech. My name is Somi and I welcome you to Cyber Alert. Now this is a show where I keep you informed about the cybersecurity and everything related to it. Before we get down to it, we'll be going for a quick break, and when we return, I'll let you in on what I have packed for you today. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying glued to your screen. Let's get right into the topic for today. Today we are talking about cybersecurity. Does that ring a bell? Well, cybersecurity is the protection of internet-connected systems such as hardware, software, and data from cyber threats. This practice is used by individuals and enterprises to protect against unauthorized access to data centers and other computerized systems. Too much grammar, right? Well, let me explain further. Cybersecurity relates to processes employed to safeguard and secure assets used to carry information of an organization from being stolen or attacked. It requires extensive knowledge of the possible threats, such as viruses or such other malicious objects. Now hold that thought for a moment while I go for a short break, and when I come back, I'll feed you with more insights as it regards cybersecurity. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Cyber Alert with Somi on Cnetv, and we have been talking about cybersecurity and what it entails. Cybersecurity is the practice of defending computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, networks, and data from malicious attacks. It's also known as information technology security or electronic information security. The term applies in a variety of contexts, from business to mobile computing, and can be divided into a few common categories. So moving on from that, let's talk about why cybersecurity is so important. Cybersecurity is important because it protects all categories of data from theft and damage. Now this includes sensitive data, personally identifiable information, also known as PII, protected health information, also known as PHI, personal information, intellectual property, data, and governmental and industry information systems. I'll give us an example. In 2017, one of the biggest ransomware of all time took place, when around 200,000 computers were affected in more than 150 countries. This outbreak had a massive impact across several industries, and the global cost was about £6 billion. Now that was just one cyber attack. There's also the case in 2015 of an attack on Ukraine's power grid system that left the region of Ivano-Frankivsk, without power for a few hours. So there are cases where cyber security is really important because there are a lot of cyber threats that are on the rise. Now, fundamentally, our society is more technologically reliant than ever before, and there is no sign that this trend will slow down. Data leaks that could result in identity theft are now publicly posted on social media accounts. Sensitive information like social security numbers, credit card information, and bank account details are now stored in cloud storage services like Dropbox or Google Drive, and they are sold on the dark web. So you can actually go on the internet and pay to gain access to people's personal and companies' private information to act on them with malicious intent. Now, before I wrap up on this episode of Cyber Alert, I'll leave you with 5 security tips you need to put in place to have peace of mind when it comes to cybersecurity. But before we go on that, we'll have a quick commercial, and when I come back, we'll talk about these 5 tips. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Cyber Alert with Somi on Cnetv. We're talking about cybersecurity, and we're going to look at 5 tips you can put in place to have peace of mind when it comes to cybersecurity. Tip number 1, you're a target to hackers. Don't ever say it won't happen to me. We're all at risk and the stakes are high, both for your personal and financial well-being. Another tip is to keep your software up to date. Installing software updates for your operating system and programs is critical. Make sure to always install the latest security updates and patches for your devices. Tip number 3, and I'm guilty of this one, practice good password management. We all have too many passwords to manage, and it's easy to take shortcuts like reusing the same password for one service or another service. A password manager can help you to maintain strong, unique passwords for all of your accounts. These programs can generate strong passwords for you. They can enter credentials automatically and also remind you to update your passwords periodically, especially when there's been a data breach. Tip number 4, be careful what you click. Avoid visiting unknown websites or downloading software from untrusted sources. These sites often host malware that will automatically install and often silently compromise your computer. Just like I talked about with the example of the ransomware attack in 2017 that was widespread and affected over 200,000 devices across 150 countries, this is a perfect example of that. If attachments or links in the emails that you receive are unexpected or suspicious for any reason, please don't click on it. Tip number 5, back up your data. If you're a victim of a security incident, the only guaranteed way to repair your computer is to erase and reinstall the system. Let's think about this for a minute while we take a short commercial. We'll be right back after this break. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. This is still Cyber Alert on Cnetv. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this episode. Well, I'm sure you have. It's been an amazing time with you, my lovely viewers. Remember, cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. And by following these tips I've talked about, you're surely doing your part to protect not just yourself, but others. My name is Somi, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Cyber Alert on Cnetv. Goodbye for now.